Man, we're gonna talk some shit tonight. This barbershop, I don't even know if I want to be formal. I want to just go off on a tangent.
Let's go for it.
Before we do that, y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead, throw 50K in the chat. Y'all know we got a 50,000 sub campaign going on at the channel. Hey man, y'all already know y'all rocking with Boy G the Charm God. Then we got that boy Grizzly up in here.
Grizz, GA, let's go, baby.
Hey man, what you think? I'm gonna let you cook. What you think about this RG3 Ryan Clark beef?
Man, I got so much. I feel like it's the stupidest shit ever. I think it's the stupidest shit ever. I think I be sit back and listen to. It's kind of like the Black Fatigue team, right? Where the white people saying one thing and the black people saying another thing, and black people. I just seen somebody black say, "How dare these white people talk about?" But I listen to black people talk about white people all day, every day. Y'all not married to no crackers, man. Y'all not married to nobody white, bro. Get that shit out of here, bro. Why are we trying to gatekeep a struggle? You feel me? Now, these white people can't discuss this. I thought it was corny. I don't think anybody was attacking Angel Reese, so there was no need to protect her. And you can't protect her because she's a professional athlete and she's going to get critiqued and criticized by things she does, say, and how she plays. So this whole we gotta protect the black woman, bro. You ain't protecting our black woman doing that shit, bro. Knock that shit out, bro. I feel like sometimes when we have this discussion, I feel like I'm not even on Earth. I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. They said protect the black women, and we gotta protect black women. You want to protect the black woman, bro? You're not doing it with a professional athlete. That's not what it starts at. What you're trying to do is push a base narrative to really incite a riot with your crowd and your audience to get behind you emotionally because you know the black community is so fucking weak and emotionally driven that any of those trigger buzzwords always get niggas blood flowing and they'll get behind you. If I look like I'm saying something, if I hear Drew, boy Drew say black women need to get together, I'll say, hey man, you can't say black women need to get it together. You can't speak on black women. It's gonna be a bunch of fractured ass black women behind me saying, yeah, that's what I like. You taking up for us. What you said wasn't wrong. Could have been perfectly in line. What I'm saying was pointless, but they gonna get behind me. That's all Ryan Clark does. That whole season, you don't go wrong with a white, like, bro. Not that. Shout out to Rob J. Rob J had a post today about can you be pro black while dating or married to a white woman? Boy, can you niggas be pro black and not have a black wife? Can you be pro black and not and push for abortions like y'all do? Bro, y'all not pro black, bro. Who's lying to y'all? Who's lying to y'all? Y'all were just trying to convince us to vote for Jamaican and Indian, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was just trying to get us to do that. Now you have to be married to her. And she was married, and we was cheering and dancing for her and all that kind of shit. But now, as a black man, you got to be married to a black woman to have a say-so or have a command. Knock that shit off, bro.
I think we do a lot of discussion of the external opponent, but we don't ever strategically address the internal components within inside our community that's going to help us fight what's in opposition to us. And you just hit the nail on the head. How can you say that you're pro-black by attacking or addressing a popular political issue versus the real shit that fucks with us, such as abortions, such as gentrification, such as the marital rates? We gonna keep repeating that because listen, how you gonna do anything as a community if you hadn't addressed the real issues? So when you start to talk about this protect black women, how can we talk about protection of black women if we can't talk about the truth? If we can present the truth to you. And if you want to be equal, if you want to get into the league, okay, let me go here. I said this today in the
Mhm.
group chat. I'm gonna say it again, for the audience. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. That was a rivalry.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure in some backwood place in Oklahoma, some racists was proud to see Larry Bird bust Magic Johnson ass. But in the public's eye, we wanted to see two great athletes go at it. Why? Because they were so good at what they did, it outshined
Mhm.
who they were. So we don't
Mhm.
out the racial anything between them, and they come off as great friends. I think you can be competitive and still
Mhm.
have some sort of friendship, but you got to be
Mhm.
good. Well, why we can't just say this young lady is mediocre at best?
Mhm.
Caitlin Clark is a much better player, and leave it at that. They have some tension between each other because they are competitive, and so that's
Mhm.
where you're going to get physical. Basketball is a physical sport. Instead of turning
Yeah.
this into a we need to protect the black from what? From mediocrity?
You know what's crazy? In the same week, bro says this about RG3 and protecting black women. Bro's on ESPN calling Carl Anthony Towns zesty and soft. Bro's on the worldwide leader in sports, pretty much questioning this man's sexuality and calling him soft. Like, bro, do we hear ourselves sometimes? Are we? Am I tripping, bro? I've been wearing glasses for 4 years now, bro. I still ain't got used to it, bro. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. You feel me? Maybe I'm seeing some shit I ain't supposed to be seeing. But are we really this dumb right now? Is this the community,
Yes.
bro? Like, bro, man, I'm
We
done. I'm done, bro. I'm done, bro.
we
Bro,
are
bro.
we are listen, I want to ask everybody this question. And I need y'all to get in the comment section and respond to this. How in other communities, who is the leader? In other communities, who will be the main spokesperson? It's
Mm-hmm,
gonna be a man in charge. When
mm-hmm,
you have a black community and it's primarily female driven, you're gonna have women responding. And even through the men act like the women because that's who they've been rendered by. So Ryan
mm-hmm,
Clark to get up there and say something foolish. First off, let me tell you this too, man. I think RG3 corny. Yeah, I'm from the
mm-hmm.
hood. I think anybody that talks white is corny because I'm from the hood. I'm from the ghetto, and nobody really talk like that. So guess what?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of black people grew up in the inner city gonna think that. That don't mean I think
Mm-hmm.
the man worth challenging. I wouldn't talk about this man's wife. Do you know that's something you can really lose your life over when you talk about somebody's
Mm-hmm.
wife because you want to make a point for these women?
Yeah. It's like, man, it's like you can't get these men off this, but I know what it is. I know what's driving this. I know the big shebang behind it all, but I just think sometimes I feel like I'm not even on earth sometimes when I see these type things. Like you can't even you already dealing with Angel Reese with kid gloves. If this is an NBA player, she would have been on Shaq and a Fool a long time ago. She would have been niggas in the sports group would have been saying she trash and she need to be out the league a long time ago. Cause all she do is rebound and miss layup. Boys would have killed you a long time ago. So you already dealing with her with kid gloves on. You already dealing with her with kid gloves on. You feel what I'm saying? But I knew where this was going when they did it 3 years ago when they first played Caitlin Clark and 2 years ago, or however long it was ago, when they played each other and all the controversy. I say, bro, why is this such a big deal now? Granted, Caitlin Clark is like a generational talent for the women. You feel what I'm saying? You ain't never seen a chick come down just launching threes like that back to back. You feel me? But with the thing with making them against each other, but when they start trying to say, yeah, she got some kind of privilege, and I'm like, bro, I say, oh shit, I see what they doing with this. I see where they going.
Listen, to the ladies, I will say this. The good thing is we talking about WNBA basketball. Because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we typically wouldn't be even looking at this. Because it's just not as competitive as the men. That's just what it is. That's
Mm-hmm.
facts. I mean, the numbers show you that women and men are watching NBA basketball. Not saying that these women can't play, can't hoop, be some legends. I was a Comets fan. You know what I'm saying? They're
Mm-hmm.
WNBA basketball, but I don't think y'all understand how the competition really goes. Because guess what? They got Joker in the NBA. They trying to say This dude better than Hakeem. Boo, trash, not true.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, they saying he the best thing since sliced cheese. Steve Nash had his moment. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Yeah.
We saw Brent Berry dunk from the damn free throw line and said he was
Mm-hmm.
invited to the cookout. In the NBA, we've had white players come through. That's a phenomenon of people. You've even had somebody like a Yao Ming who's Chinese.
Yeah.
You think people were sitting up here talking about what's racist and this, that, and the third? No, because they skill spoke for itself.
Mm-hmm.
We got to start telling our people, hey, man, stop fucking complaining and get better. Because guess what? They not finna give it to us.
Yeah. And black people, you can't gatekeep like opinions and rhetoric and talking points. Yeah, white people probably talk about y'all, bro. Like y'all talk about them, bro. Well, RG3 probably he doesn't discuss this. That's his house. He probably discussed everything under the sun with his white folk, bro. Like, what are you talking about? You feel what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like this RG, it's almost trying to make it seem like, oh, this RG3, oh, he's a corny, he's a goofball. This RG3 could have went to the Olympics and track, bro. RG3 from Copper's Cove, I believe. RG3 has always been a black dude that's around the white people and he's been a star athlete, bro. They always lived him. So it's kind of like a Russell Wilson thing. It's like you put it out there like, oh yeah, he can't get another woman. He should be lucky. He just got a wife and he's lucky, bro. They've always been the man. They get women, bro. Like you've never seen a school with a football team with a star quarterback didn't get girls. So this is not somebody we're talking about in the sense of he can't get women. Bro was raised around white women, he ended up with a white woman, but I really don't care about it. I can care less about it because we know for a fact we don't do this when it's the other way around. We're not out here talking about Serena Williams' husband. You know what I'm saying? We not. We're not doing that. So I just think it's very important for people like us to just kind of point this out sometimes. Like, hey, get over it. You not Ryan Clark is not protecting black women, and then to do that and then have a white baby mama is crazy. Like that's bananas. Like that's like, bro, what are you on? And then make that post today talking about I thought y'all knew, and I'm not my daughter. This is my best friend. Like, bro, listen, bro, listen. I think you probably offended your daughter with talking about that white girl like you did, because she's a white girl. I had white girl, her mama a white girl, so you kind of had to clean that shit up a little bit today. But like, come on, bro, knock it the fuck off, bro. Knock that agenda based shit off, bro.
There's a lot of that going around. There's just a lot of that going around. Podcasters, the same deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? Let me ask y'all a question. What do black women have to be protected from that their man doesn't have to be protected from? What does a black woman need? Listen, I understand. Yes, she's a woman. She's a woman, but guess what? Without her black man, she's really a subjugated individual. Nobody's accepting of black women. Nobody's gonna love and take care of black women like us. So why do we need to have this gender issue? A and B. Why do y'all think we're just all the pieces of shit and predators and shit like that? You gotta understand what the real. You have to understand. All right, we got. You know what I'm saying. We got.
All right,
Mm-hmm.
what up?
I didn't.
All right,
Boy,
man.
my boy walking with the suit on.
And hey,
Oh,
I don't
man,
know
I
what
had
you.
to come, man.
I think you
What
about
that
to cook tonight, dog. Don't
what
try
that
to
dude say?
outshine us.
Bond, James Bond. I'm ministry, man, media ministry.
I feel you.
But
Had to
yeah,
work that
man.
camera, man.
I don't. In a nutshell, I'll say this. I don't think this is a race thing. I think the things that are race issues are internally happening already. You
Mm-hmm.
are already, hey, you already in the battle. You've been in the battle. You've been losing the battle.
Mm-hmm.
You don't understand that you don't even have a concept of what a war is. So these public political things that y'all get involved in, whether it be Megan Thee Stallion, Diddy, or whatever, that ain't got nothing to do with us.
And let me say this for Rob Cook. You say this not a race thing. They're gonna find a way to make everything about race, bro. At this like I say that I've said this to y'all both several times. I've talked about race in the last 5 years more times than I talked about the previous 35 years of my life. Everything is about race.
Damn, that's a great point.
Like
Uh,
fuck.
Man, that's a great point. What particular issue are y'all talking about when you saying race?
Well, we just
Hip
we
hop.
We
Yeah, go ahead.
continuing the conversation about Ryan Clark and Angel Reese, and just pretty much we just continue what we were talking about in the group chat. But I know you had a very hey. First off, you need to tap in with Rob J10X, and you need to post that video. I'll take it and I'll post it in the description. Y'all need to go see what he said, and he asked a very great question: can you be pro black and have a white wife? Can you be pro
Yeah.
black and have an interracial relationship? What are your thoughts on that, Rob?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it's a. I think yeah. I mean, because here's the thing, like black is not something that like we got voted in. You know, it's like we didn't pledge for this. You know what I'm saying? If you born in a fraternity, like, so can't nobody take you out of the fraternity. You know, if you black,
Mm-hmm.
you still are black. You know, um, and I don't see how like your choice of romantic partner uh, all of a sudden eliminates you from the ability to be pro black. I mean, it's such a stupid idea because like you actually have people that aren't black that been pro black. John Brown was pro black. The original Cassius Marcellus Clay, the white one, was pro black. The abolitionist, you know what I'm saying? So this idea that if you have a white or non-black wife, you're not pro-black, is stupid on one hand. Then let's just get to the sociology behind it. I thought we always said that anything that's one drop black is a black kid. So
Mm-hmm.
that means that a black man can have a black baby with a race of any ethnicity. You know, so if a black man is making babies with any woman of any ethnicity having a dominant genotype, then the kids by default would be black. Now let's say black man does create a family and everything like that. When he dies, even if the estate is controlled by his wife, the wife is gonna die. Then there's gonna be little black kids. So, you know, it's really like much do about nothing. Plus, it ain't no black, it really ain't no black walking around in 2025 that's bad enough or that's done enough to be able to regulate another black's blackness. Like who show me
Mm-hmm.
the black who can kick people out of blackness.
But you
Like
want to know
I
something,
Mm-hmm.
don't
Rob? I'm gonna say
where is
this.
he at? You know?
I'm gonna throw this in there while you cooking. You know, we as black people don't understand the actual racial oppression we are practicing when we divide each other up into different blacks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a
Yeah,
light skinned black. You may be considered a darker skinned black. We do that to each
yeah,
other. I want my baby to be light skinned. Oh, I
yeah.
like chocolate men only. We don't even consider
Mm-hmm.
ourselves as entirely black.
Yeah, I mean, and then just even if you look at his historically, like all blacks weren't freed at the same time. There were blacks that were freed significantly earlier, and those blacks were the mulatto and fair skin. So even within blackness, we have like a subset of blacks, which is like whether Creoles and like light skins that basically got a head start on education, got a head start on a lot of the thing. That's why a lot of your early high achievers were fair skinned because there is a
Mm-hmm.
subset within blackness that almost was like, you know, not that they actually oppress black people, but they don't get the foot on their neck as tough. So they got certain privileges, and really certain head starts. So we do have a lot of subset type of things within our ethnicity. And then it's like we think we so cold. Yeah, man, we got the strongest white man got a recessive gene. Hey man, a white man said, if your shit ain't 100% pure, you ain't us. That's the coldest shit. Like, that's the that's the coldest. Like, it ain't nothing colder than that. If you got one drop of something else, you ain't us. So like you
Mm-hmm.
just but I think like yeah, we just have a lot of conflict and just a lot of here's the thing, when you're dealing with the blacks, you're dealing with a lot of like you're dealing with a lot of ideas that's not well thought out. You
Right.
know,
Mm-hmm.
because then you just start pulling up examples. So Frederick Douglass wasn't pro-black. Jack Johnson wasn't pro-black. I mean, we could, what I'm saying? We could start walking down that
Mm-hmm.
aisle. So that's
Yeah.
just generally. Like I just think, man, people like saying things, because they sound good, and we're kind of like in the sound good snippet era right now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and if
Mm-hmm.
it's if you say it with the right swag, you got the right outfit on, the right angle, you know, yeah, hey, it might pick up.
Like one of these narratives is that black women are just so exponentially out performing black men. That's not necessarily true. There's no statistic that really say that, but you have, hey, I like the Grits and Eggs podcast. I think Deontay Kyle is pretty dope for the most part with some of the views that he has. So this is not a shot at him. But some of the
Mhm.
things that he does say on his show, I see why people say, well, these are the only two black people I listen to. It was him and some other guy. But those guys seem to be riding in the middle, leaning more towards feminine principle. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, he said on his show I saw today that black men are jealous of black women because they played the long game and they're just so much more superior educated and outperforming us. And it's like, well,
Mhm.
that's not really true.
Let me
Like
ask you a
for
question, Drew.
instance, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question. Who's more educated, the Asian man or the Asian woman?
Man, I'm not even
The,
sure.
the, the Jew man or the Jew woman?
I don't even know.
So why is it that it's plastered all over the screen at any given moment that black women are more educated than black men, but we can't tell no other group? We couldn't answer that for no other group. Why do you think that is, though? Why do you think that it's always some super liberal cat who borderline, especially if you get on TikTok, it's always some black man smacking his lips, rolling his eyes, imitating a black woman, giving some kind of bad take on black relations or black men as a whole, or in some way, form, or fashion trying to uplift black women over black men. Why is that? That is the most. What I had this conversation with a group of niggas several months before the election, right? Maybe like 3 months before the election. I was like, bro, why is it that you know that? Why is it that we know that black women are more educated than black men? Do you think that's by design? Do you think that they're telling us that to somehow show some kind of progress? By the way, we still last in every economic category. So whatever, you take that, do with that as you must. But why is it that we know that? Because they don't ever do stuff or try to uplift black women with any good intent. It's always ill intent. So you'll never, we don't even know who's more educated out of the Mexican man and the Mexican woman, or the Chinese man and the Chinese woman, the Irish man. Like, we don't even know. But in the black one, in the black world, in the black matriarch that we live in, ironically, the black women are more educated, and you know that, and that's a talking point. So really, kind of, if we want to be honest, it's just another way to kind of ignite the gender war. If we're being honest, right? It's just another way to ignite the gender war. I'm more educated than you. We more. You be on these platforms talking to women. They hit you with that, and they ain't got a college degree in sight. They ain't got a college degree in sight. It's just a talking point to kind of ignite the gender war. So, and I know y'all get tired of me saying this shit, but it's some liberal left wing shit, bro.
I think
Man,
oh, go ahead, cook, brother
no,
Rob.
nah, I was gonna say, that's another thing. Like that's not actually like a black
Mm-hmm.
that's not actually a black thing. That's an American thing. Like I mean, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
American women are getting educated, outpacing men in education. I mean, yeah, they're outpacing men in getting employed in the job market. But I mean, that's an American thing. That's not specific to just Black America. That transcends race. They're going to college at a higher clip. I mean, hey, good for them. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, so like, I mean, like that doesn't make me jealous. I mean, it's like, hey, if you want to go to college, but see, that's the thing. Only blacks think someone is jealous of them. That's the again, like, see, the blacks have to be special. They don't have, they have to be special. They have to be, it has to be a look at me, ha that, so that's like, and there's a difference between like being special and being unique. Everyone is unique, but we have to be special. Someone's jealous of me, and that's the thing, because like, because we don't really actually, most of the blacks have no idea of their history, or no idea of the great history too. So they only their first knowledge of history is of being a victim, being a slave, this, that, and the other. So for blacks to feel important, somebody jealous of them, you know, hey, they intimidate somebody, they have to be, they have to be superior, because
Mm-hmm.
they're inferior in nature.
But see, we also don't understand how we live in a state of confusion. We don't understand how the real progression, like we don't study history enough to see it's been a progression to get here. Like, there's a reason why you don't really get much action past I would say the 1960s civil rights era the way we should have. There's a reason why. But look at everything that happened up until the point to where we, landed here in this country all the way up until that time frame. We progressively kept pushing, but something must have happened in that time frame to where we're here where we are now. And what y'all don't understand is, yes, there was a disruption of the family, the conventional family. And a lot of the things that
Mm-hmm.
you put, a lot of y'all, like, I heard this dude Deontay Kyle say this too. He was like, he's not transphobic, he's not homophobic. I understand where you're going with that, but to say that that's a part of the community, no, I don't think that homosexuality and transsexuality should be a part of the community. It shouldn't be promoted. Well, we have people that do what they do in their bedrooms. Of course, we're not preaching hate, but you can't have that a part of community and being promoting it and having a community. So it's like a lot of these
Mm-hmm.
liberal ideas that black people have assumed and made black women the mascots of. Y'all don't see where the real oppression is coming from. Y'all not doing very
Mm-hmm.
well at that. So we have to come to you and say, hey, this is where you're being oppressed. This is what's really going on with you. What you're talking about, what you think is oppression, is victimhood, is victimization to have you relying on something that isn't really
Mm-hmm.
beneficial to you. Yes, we already know there's racism that exists. We already know there are racist white people to feel the way they feel. But let's talk about how we've progressed in this country and how we can continue to do so. Because what's the Indian and the Mexicans? Do they have any type of excuse to why they can't progress and go where they going? Because they're doing Indians, I think, if I'm not mistaken, median income, they got the highest in the country.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, what do you make of that? We aren't really looking at this from a sociological standpoint. We only say we have tunnel vision.
Mm-hmm.
We just black and we feel like because my mama raised me and I got my mama, she the queen, she
Mm-hmm.
the god, the black woman is good. All that conscious. See, that's the problem. We let a lot of folklore and pseudoscience and pseudo history control us.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the biggest.
Yeah.
And every
Yeah.
nigga love Egypt. Every
Yeah.
nigga flew to Egypt, and every
we
nigga built the pyramid.
and did you what you call it? I can't get it out, man. Indigenous people. And we have been everything. We've been Africans, we've been Indians, we've been Native Americans, we've been like, man, listen, bro. I think like I told somebody the other day, bro, I don't know no victorious victims. I don't. I don't know no victorious victims, bro. All the victims I know are victims because they're in a losing position. That they rightly took their position as victims and losers, and that's where they're gonna remain. There's no way we're gonna progress as victims. We talk about white people too much, bro. White people are too much about folk. I get on the internet for a couple of hours, get off the internet for a couple of hours. I get back home. I see a girl outside waiting for another girl to pull up. They fight. Two girls jump or kick and stomp her down in front of like 20 other black people. I see the girl in Dallas at an apartment with some girl. I guess it was some girlfriend, or some other girl boyfriend. They beating the girl. She yelling on top of her lungs. They dragging her in the house. Then they kidnapping and beating her. Dog, I'm not. Dog, listen. Right now, we the suspects and the victims in our community, bro. At what point do we put it together and stop these frivolous, minute talking points, these very surface level issues like basketball players? When do we slap these sorry podcasters equipment out their hand and these sports analysts dragging us into this just dragging us through hell and back with these BS agendas that's really not progressing us in no way, form, or fashion. It's a bit exhausting sometimes getting on the internet scene. It's a bit exhausting. Can't hear you. I think you on mute.
Man, I look, I ain't
Yeah,
even
Hey, my
yeah,
thank you,
bad.
man, because I'm about to cook.
Yeah.
Listen, check
yeah.
this out.
Mm-hmm.
We getting excited about a plantation burning down. We getting
My
excited about a beef
God.
dog.
My
Slave,
God.
slavery has been over for 160 years. And these niggas is doing the fan line dance. They got a picture of it of niggas. It's going viral of niggas doing the fan line dance in front of a burning plantation home. And somehow we think that that is amazing. That's the problem. The problem is the small things that we find victorious. We haven't conquered the things that we geopolitically, y'all. We are last. We are last. And if Black Girl Magic was so magical, we would not be last. We would be ahead. This is not Black Girl. Hey, let me say this and I'm gonna land. Because we critique these things or call out when we think that our women are full of shit, that don't mean we hate women. Why y'all think when we call out what we see is let me if you're an agreeable man, that tells me a lot about you. You shouldn't agree with
Mm-hmm.
everything a fucking woman does. So if you're
Mm-hmm.
doing that, I know that you're a passive aggressive man. And guess what? She's gonna not respect you at the end of the day. Red Pill addresses that, but it doesn't take it further into what we cover here on the masculinity channel, where we talk about positive masculinity, which is real masculinity. And
Mm-hmm.
y'all, you passive aggressive niggas think that you're strong or doing a favor about being an agreeable. You're not addressing masculinity when you do that, because a part of masculinity comes correction. One within thyself, myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I have the ability to exemplify the type of correction I want on others. So a
Mm-hmm.
lot of y'all cooking this up, this whole the black woman is head and is queen and shit like that. That's disruptive. So if I'm gonna say, hey, I don't think that she should be acting that way or behaving that way, I should be able to point that out. We got to see what the real issues are in our community, and it starts with us and this agreeable concept we have, which is not even just that. Anything black people do, we feel like we should defend it. We feel
Mm-hmm.
like, and we're showing two things. We're showing that we will protect ignorance. We will protect ignorance, and we will speak ignorance. We do this. These are the two things we do pretty frequently. And even the politicians, like, I don't know, Jasmine Crockett replicates that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't think
Hey,
we
one
understand.
thing though, I'm gonna say I don't think all of our women are full of shit. I think
Oh,
some of the
no, no,
I
no.
think we have shit takes that come,
Mm-hmm.
from it seems like a lot of women who got the loudest mics at times. I don't. I mean, the whole Queen King thing. I mean, I think it can be kind of pandering. I always think like guys who it's like the most toxic niggas are the ones who say Queen a lot. But I mean, of all the things to be called, I don't have no problem with no one referring to someone as Queen. I was doing some just live research, man, because I was trying to find this essay. I found it, man. Here's the thing the thing that can be a little bit disingenuous when it comes to the prevalence and the outpacing that women are doing in comparison to men is they a lot of them, I say, present it as if it's like they just have better work ethic, better study habits, more drive. Like there's no design or no thought behind behind this. But I was if you go, it was in 1890 they had the first what's called the Mohawk Conference, and they were kind of trying to figure out what to do with the Negro post slavery. This was held in Ulster County, New York, like with Quakers, and they were trying to find social strategies for organizing like African American families. So what they did was they had a large boarding school for colored girls. If you save the Negroes, it's their quote, then you must save the girls and women. You will not elevate any race until wives and mothers can teach the gospel in their families. You must save the daughters of the freedman. They are to be the wives and homemakers of the future. At Concord, you will see 234 in seminary with all appliances in the industrial arts. They do the whole work of the school, the washing, ironing, cooking, scrubbing, grass. We take a girl for $45 a year. We say to her, go work during the vacation and make $15 to $20, and it will help you to balance the 45. So basically, what it is they're saying they were relegating African American men to perpetual labor and proletariat class, while African American women were the demographic to receive subsidized secondary education. So this the origins of this go all the way back to 1890. So it's a real difficult read, man, for the brother who wrote this, but just referencing him, this has come from Musab Yasir Bey. He used to be on my history
Yeah.
podcast. But yeah, so it's like when they act like this is something that just came about off of, you know, they just wanted more, and there's no perpetual things at play. Even some of the manufacturing of uh, the pitting of us against each other. What I think is a disservice to them as well is, when people create narratives that just aren't true. They said something like, man, black married women have um 300% growth in earnings or something like that, and to comparison to fact, well, they compared them to women from the 50s that didn't even work. And then they still were
Mm-hmm.
there still were was like a net average of them. 75% of them still were making less than their husband. But Black Enterprise is writing this article about them, like, they're just the Chinese just buying up all the land over here. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
it kind of places this kind of false reality on them, and I think it could be kind of confusing because essentially, like, black women are like black women are like pawns on the chessboard, right? And a pawn could be
Mm-hmm.
anything. A pawn is not a pawn is a powerful piece because it can turn into whatever. But black women are like pawns that have been told that they're queens. So they're on the same road next to us. They can only move one space at a time, just like us. But everyone keeps telling the pawn it's the queen. But it can't do nothing the
Mm-hmm.
queen do. It can't go attack that bishop over across the board.
Mm-hmm.
It can't move straight over here. It can't move. It can't even move side to side. It's a pawn just like everyone else. But we tell it it's a queen. And the thing about it is, like, what surprises me of this generation is, that they don't see the play. They don't. That's the part that I think kind of is disappointing sometimes.
Well, you're looking at, so it's a reason. Okay, we have to understand that we may now just be seeing the effects of what the Liberal Party did in the 60s. This is the end result of fatherlessness when you don't have it there. When you are, we talk so much about the social programs that remove the men from the household, but we also don't talk about the media programming of the independent woman. You know what I'm saying? The woman that doesn't need a man, she can go to school. I mean, that's just the additive to what you talked about that happened in 1890. So we have women that are going to college, that are getting college educations, that are telling themselves that because they have money, they don't need a man. So when you have a single mother in the household working, you have both male and female watching this. You are going to create a model that we don't know what it really looks like until 20, 30 years later. Once those people go out and procreate, once those people go out and have children. I mean, this is a study. We have not really, in a sophisticated, scholastic way, and I'm not gonna say we haven't done this complete at all, because I think there are people that are watching this and that are writing about this. But if we really just put a comprehensive, you know, uh, report on what has happened through to the black person through the progression of the years, what have we developed, how we developed, what have been the effects, like, to really look at it from a scholastic view and talk about it, because a lot of even what we're experiencing right now in this so-called gender war is a part of that. And that's the piece that we don't really understand. Like, we don't, I think it's very dangerous to make it seem like black women are the only winners in our society. To say that, you almost, what type of positive conversation do we have about black men outside of the things that is portrayed us to be in our community as gangsters, rappers, gay men. That's who's getting
Yeah.
applauded.
Um. Yeah. Well, I never actually. I'm gonna pick my pen back up on this. I didn't write about it, but I used to speak about it extensively when I was on a radio. Man, it's I call it the black man's burden. You know, because so like with us, see like uh black women are praised collectively. Black men are only praised individually. So we'll praise Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler is an excellent, storyteller. He did a great job on the film. But Ryan Coogler is not a representative of black male genius. He's Ryan Coogler. You see, like we're only black men are only celebrated individually. Whereas, if let's just say hypothetically, if Kamala would have won that election, then she would have won that because she's a reflection of black women. So we have a certain burden that we live under. But then it flips when it comes to negativity. Now, if tonight, Usher, slap his wife, well then now all women feel like they can't trust men, and we all collectively are sharing the burden of, what I'm saying, the worst of us. So we're collectively blamed for the worst of us, but our excellence is only celebrated individually. There's no other ethnicity that kind of lives under that kind of type of like social burden. And like if you think about it, if I name any other segment of people, you can kind of they have some type of collective positive attributes, regardless of how true they are. But if I say, hey, Asian man, math, science, good like that. Mexicans, hard workers, this, that, and the other. Even, black women, hey, mobile, social upward, white guy, whatever, hey, power structure. You say black man, there's not a single positive thing that's collectively associated with it. And a lot of that's by design. So,
Yep. Yep.
you know.
Hmm.
But the
I
thing about it,
definitely,
what I'm starting to realize now, they got people got to want to see it. That's why I'm kind of like, hey man, hey, sometimes so everybody not gonna come because everybody don't, you gotta
but you
wanna.
gotta have
It's
niggas
certain
like
things you
us
gotta
in the
want to
space.
see,
You gotta have niggas like us in the space
huh?
that's going. You gotta have guys like us that's gonna say it how it's supposed to be said. I think you're either in this space right now. You have a lot of panders. You have a lot of guys that's either they either all the way red pill all the way to the right, or they're all left leaning or more left and saying, "Oh, that's dangerous," and praise the Black Queen. You don't have anybody that's really breaking it down like this and being real and saying, "Hey, and listen, this ain't the popular route because we could pander
Mm-mm.
and really
I mean,
blow
I
up.
don't know, like
This ain't the popular route."
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know, like I don't know that the people who would, eh, I don't, you know, you gotta have a certain level of openness, and that's what I'm starting to learn. That's like you have to be willing to possibly uh possibly see another perspective. I just text you open the garage. So like if you're not open to another perspective, then I mean there's nothing that can be said to you. Like
Mm-hmm.
you've already said that no matter what happens, I'm stuck in this. So like that's how you get a lot of the absolutism that you get now. So it's like I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know. I don't know what to do with a person that's stubborn and wrong. It's
Right.
like it's a bad
Mm-hmm.
combination.
I
Yep.
think
You know.
I
Yep.
think at the end of the day, what we do is this: we have a voice. We put a perspective out. Listen, once you hear the truth, it'll make you free. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It'll make you free. So you put it out there. Now, me, I'm willing to be open to a lot of things, but I look at what's the greater good. I'm looking for what's the greater good. And I think that some information is just dangerous. I think some games are just not good for us to play in. And we have to have an open that's the part you just said. I don't think we have an open mind and we're not a rational group of people.
Mm-hmm.
We're not
So,
we're not
so
we're not very rational. Go
the,
ahead,
the,
Elder Rich, you finna cook.
yeah, I think that the amount of emotional control, the amount of control that our emotions tend to have over us in our community, sometimes it's astonishing. And I feel like I'm one that has control over his emotions, but even I sometimes have to be like, damn, bro, you kind of why are you so up in arms right now about this? Why are you Why is this more about how you feel than how it is? And I have to check myself, bro. And I'm one. I promise you, I don't lose my cool often. I think Rob J said it best. We're just black and white thinkers. Like we don't. It can't be a gray area with us in our minds. I think the danger in what's being pushed out right now is it's the they've done a number on us with the celebrities, but I'm noticing right now the push of so much body dysphoria and the negative. Sometimes I was thinking to myself, like, man, it's just pandering. But I'm starting to notice, like, the pandering is starting to get worse, for worse and worse behavior. And I'm like, damn, when is the breaking point? When are they going to stop and pause and say, wait a minute, all right, that's it, we've done this enough? They're going to obliviate it to anything. They're going to have you talking to you, telling you prostitutes, that's a prostitute, man. You got to respect that woman and her career decision. Like it's no limit, right? And I think that's a bit scary, bro. But I think the lack of people who don't see what we're talking about, that's the scariest part about this though. Like we got on here and the first thing I said, Roger, you went on here, I was like, bro, I almost feel like I'm in the twilight zone with some of these discussions we have. I'm in the twilight zone. I don't feel like I'm on Earth right now when we have these discussions. So I think the thing that scares me the most is people grown, the quote unquote intelligent, college educated people who are easily manipulated by this rhetoric and they run with it and they're promoting it. It's one thing for me to believe something, dog. It's another thing for me to sell it to you and guarantee you the product is gonna work. And I think that we're so deep right now into that, man, that's a bit terrifying to me, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. When we had these discussions and I hear some of these takes, I'd be like, oh shit, like I'm not even a scary nigga. I'm like, oh man, this is almost like somebody pulled a gun on me, like, oh my god, you really
Well,
believe that?
people want to do what they want to do, and
Mm-hmm.
who wouldn't want to do more than that than women and children?
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to have any. I mean, and that's even ourselves, not just women and children, but ourselves. How many of us, man? I done started working out. It's hard. I worked out
Mm-hmm.
today. It's hard. Tomorrow, guess what? I got to work out. I got to stick to it. I have a schedule to have to stick to be successful. If you want to be a leader, you have to understand that. If you want to be a leader, you have to be able to detach your emotions from something and be able to make
Mm-hmm.
logical choices. That's why we don't want women doing it that much, because you need your emotions for nurturing. You need your emotions for being making our households better and just making our overall lives better when you're taking care of us from a certain perspective. We don't want you having to make real hard decisions. That's the other part. See, I can be compassionate and tell you why you need to allow for male leadership to enter into the community. You need to allow for male leadership to grow. You have to allow for male leadership to make mistakes. Just like you don't want Cassie to be known as a whore for the rest of her life, a man doesn't want to be known as a deadbeat for the rest of his life. Can he not progress?
Mm-hmm.
Can he not move on? We have to exemplify unconditional love, but you also have to learn how to give it.
Mm-hmm.
We're here to teach you that, because a lot of you women love conditionally. You love your community conditionally. You love yourselves conditionally. You know, I saw this thing pop up on Facebook. Um, it was a site. It was like a little group dating thing that was like white men that date black women, and the caption was like, as if white men come to save black women from like black men. Oh, this white man. Do y'all not even see the? Do y'all not draw the conclusion or come to the conclusion how racist that is in nature?
Mm-hmm.
This white man is coming to save you from this nigga, I guess. It's crazy, man. So when you say the Twilight Zone, definitely. I think we're cooked. I don't think it's
Yeah.
no saving us. I think we have to put this information out and young people get it and grow.
Yeah, I definitely feel like we fighting against the current right now. That motherfucker sweeping us out to sea, and we fighting that motherfucker, and we swimming, and we struggling. And you know that time before, somebody told me, I was like, man, how do you survive it? They say, well, you get taken by the current, just let the current carry you. It'll eventually stop, and then that's where you swim. So I think right now we fighting the current. I think I really be thinking we cook too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I be thinking we cook. I don't see how we come back from half of this shit. We got a bunch of fake. I don't even. I can't even describe. Sometimes, bro, I have a hard time even describing this shit, describing it and giving it a clear definition of how it looks out of my eyes. I just think that we're so far gone as a people, and then we kind of play this. You talk to a lot of progressives, and we play this fake. We play this fake. Oh, we're doing great as black people. This is like, bro. Hey, listen. No, we're not. No, we're not. We can't even be honest about our mistake. It's like in one variant we play the victims, in the other variant it's like we're superior. Like he said, we're superior. We're great. Like, bro, hey, pick a struggle, bro. Pick a struggle, or pick a plan of action. And I think that's what me, you, and him have to do is pick a plan of action and really push it forward. We gotta be the voices because we don't say it who is. We can't. We listen to other podcasts. There's a few guys doing it. Your Anton Daniels, your even I know a lot of people don't like Whitlock, but shit, I like Whitlock. Whitlock said a couple of things I don't like. Your Whitlocks, your Medium Man. It's quite a few dudes really
Angry man's good.
angry, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of dudes really pushing this, bro. And we just gotta be the voice of reason and push it no matter what, because this shit is ridiculous. I don't even feel like I'm on earth, bro. I know I said that like a couple of times, but I be listening to this like, bro, where are we at? Where are we at right now? It's
You
crazy,
don't,
man.
you won't heal your community if you're not pushing for male presence. It's just what it is. You
Yeah.
have some male presence. Even as we got these women into success with the WNBA, you want people to be a little stiff on them. You want somebody to say, "Yeah, Angel Reese, you're really not that good." It doesn't matter if
Hmm.
black. It doesn't matter. You're just Caitlin. Caitlin Clark is good.
Hmm.
I think if we playing basketball in the hood and we running the pickup game and she out there, I want to pick her up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick her up. She can go out and she can really ball.
Hmm. But
Y'all
but
just have to get a. I mean, y'all got to
mhm.
get a competition aspect to
but
it.
but
We just
but
go
the,
ahead.
the fact that if you were talking about men players, this wouldn't be. If I tell you, hey man, I'm picking Jokic right now I'm picking Jokic right now over over Julius Randle, it wouldn't be no pushback. If you talking about the women and you do that, and it's man, you hate that black woman, you caping. That's what they say in the sports. You caping for that white girl. So, with that being said, what I just explained, that it lets you know two things, right? One main thing mostly, they're attacking us with this rhetoric through the women. That's why they're attacking it. They're attacking it, the rhetoric through the women. They can't do it with the men because in real life, you can't convince a black man. You really can't move us off our stance on this because we really know how it go, right? But they attacking you through the women, and they tell you, "Oh shit, you have to protect the black woman. Protection of the black woman won't come through the WNBA, dog. It won't be. The revolution will not be televised, and the damn show won't be corporately sponsored, a la Kendrick Lamar. It won't be, bro. It won't be.
Ain't it a goddamn shame how we think we gonna get saved through entertainment?
Yeah, it's pathetic.
It's That's sad as fuck that y'all think that Kendrick Lamar is gonna perhaps get you out of what the fuck you're into. Like that is
Yeah.
crazy. So Angel Reese being better than Caitlin Clark will free black women. You know what?
Yeah.
I got one even better. Tory Lanez going to prison helped all black women.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Is that what y'all
Yep.
saying? Tory Lanez going to
Yep.
prison helped all black women. Hey, let me say this. I can think that Tory Lanez is a piece of shit, all the while thinking that Megan Thee Stallion is a goddamn liar.
I don't think Tory Lanez is nothing but a nigga that hit two friends. I think Megan Thee Stallion. I feel that's another topic that I feel like I'm not on earth for. How dare you say she literally lied 4 times? So if she lied 3 4 times, why wouldn't I think that she lied about this? She lied. We know that for a fact. We got it. We got it. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a debate. We know she lied. We've seen she lied. We've seen it. She lied about sleeping with him. She got on national TV. Like that's crazy. I want you to think about this. If you had put me in that position, I would have thought right then and there, hey, I'm gonna end up going to court. I'm gonna have to say otherwise. All right, I slept with her. I would have said it. I would have been like, all right, I slept with her. Because I would have knew, I would have thought. But that just lets you know where her mind, how far her thinking going. She said she got shot in the foot. She got shot in both feet. She said that. You know that, right? She said it's a video of it. She said, oh, I got shot in 1 feet. I ain't said I got shot in 2. You literally said it. It's a video of it. She lied, and then she said, "Oh yeah, I told the police that I'm not. I didn't want to put us in and say I was trying to protect the black man. Listen, bro, I got a lot of love for you. If you shoot me, I'm not protecting you with a costume. Like what are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about? Like we can't say that she's a terrible person. We can't say it. It's just like this wild say, don't you dare say it. You can't call all these things for what it is. You can't do it. You can't do it. It's like I feel like we're in the twilight zone. So sometimes I wake up, right, and we have these discussions. And I'm online. I wake up in the morning. I look at it. I be like, man, somebody, am I on a fucking Truman show right now? Like, what? How stupid have we gotten? But we'll see what happens when they release. But I just don't. I never seen enough evidence to convict that man. You know what I'm saying? On top of the main person being a fucking liar. It's kind of like the Cassie and Diddy situation. Somebody said, y'all talking about Cassie like she's on trial. I was like, fool. The man that she's testifying against is on trial. She's a character witness. Her character matters. How fucking stupid are we? Her character, she's a character witness. So yes, they're gonna break down her character. And she seems like a fucking she maybe not as terrible as him, but she don't seem like a good person
Hey,
right now, bro.
she threatened to kill somebody.
Man, come on, bro. You're not gonna convince me nobody that said prostitutes pee in their mouth is a good human being, gang. You're not gonna convince me that, gang.
Here's the deal. Um, I think that we can look at life and judge it. That's just what it
Yeah.
is. And men and women will be judged. And only in
Hmm.
our community, we don't want our women. No woman wants to be accountable, but especially
Yeah.
in our community, we don't want our women judged at all. I mean, we go back to the Tupac verse. You know what I'm saying? Even though you was a crack fiend, mama, you still was a
Yeah.
black queen. That's really how we think. So
Yeah.
we don't want to offer any critique to our women when they're out of pocket or when they're out of line. And I just think that's weird. It's just like this really strange hate for red pill. Listen, I'm not saying red pill. I'm not saying it's perfect, but you guys have a real disdain. Hey, what black? Okay, in our community, we're not talking about fresh and fit. Even us niggas, the cool niggas, we know fresh and fit lame. Of course they're lame. But for the rest of us that are cool niggas, what did we say bad about black?
I think it's funny that there's so much ammunition for because the world really doesn't like confident black men, bro. They don't. That's why Floyd Mayweather was so. That's why Floyd Mayweather was able to get as rich as he got, right? Floyd Mayweather was pretty much Floyd. You remember that? He was the Floyd that threw a lot of punches, and then he become. Then when they started that 24/7, he became Money Mayweather, and he figured in his head. He's never said this, but I know this is what happened. He said, "Wait a minute, let me become the villain and then they'll watch me to lose. Because nobody likes a confident nigga. The Lord blessed him with a special talent because he never lost, right? So nobody really likes a confident black man. Nobody. So the red pill speaks in absolute a lot of times. It speaks with a level of confidence and arrogance a lot of times. It speaks to I got my shit together, catch up, or I'm not fucking with you. If you're not on this level, I'm not fucking with you. So that's why it's so much. And as much as you may think it makes women feel bad, it makes a lot of men feel inadequate as well. And that's why so much pushback. Because it makes men feel inadequate. So if you ain't got your shit together, minus if me and you that been to the mountaintop and now we fighting our way through this because we deal with shit every day, but you're still confident. You're still showing up every day. I'm still here talking my shit confident, talking my shit every day. That doesn't sit well to people who aren't confident. Your confidence will bother the fuck out of somebody with low self-esteem issues. You feel me? Like, and that's what that red pill does. It represents an arrogant black man. It represents a confident man that's sure about what he's saying. And again, we think it mess with a lot of women, but boy, he be killing men too.
Hey, I'm gonna be real. It mess with you niggas way more than it mess with the women. Y'all be
Mm-hmm.
so hurt about it because a lot of y'all fight the inner bitch. It's an inner bitch
Mm-hmm.
that live in a lot of y'all. And sometimes when you into it with your lady or you into it with a woman, the inner bitch in you, that's what be getting into it with her, and she be controlling the fuck out of you. So you niggas really don't know what it feel like to even check a woman. You don't even know what it feel like to have to put her in her space. And I'm not talking
Mm-hmm.
about your hands, I'm talking about with your presence. I ain't
Yeah.
talking about with your hands,
Yeah.
I'm talking about with your presence in your speech, and you say, hey, I think I've had about enough of that bullshit. Y'all don't understand. When Kevin Samuels got to spit in his spit and he get to
Mm-hmm.
talk, I knew what he was talking about because I didn't had hoes before. And I'm not talking
Mm-hmm.
about in a pimp sense. I'm talking about in the player sense. I'm Houston, you know what I'm saying? We us players out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So dealing with some amount of women, I know that nigga ain't lying. Let me also say this, and this is where I do agree with Deontay Kyle. The blue collar niggas win. Nigga, I've been a blue collar nigga, and I done had hoes
Mm-hmm.
off that in music.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of you niggas are afraid of red pill because it's holding you accountable. It's making you say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, you need to get your shit together. Now you're not the
Yeah.
man you thought you was. Now you can't tell that woman what to do because you can't even lead yourself. How you gonna lead them?
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it's doing. So you niggas get the red pill and you want to side with the girl all the time. She ain't always.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Y'all
Yep.
see, y'all see what's going on around us in the like this mama that took this picture with her kids and she in the goddamn leotard.
Mm.
Tony Braxton
Mm.
showing up to her son's graduation in some slutty shit.
I made a video on TikTok today. I said, bro, if she got three or more pictures, ass first on the internet, she's going. If she's on a picture with a bunch of bikinis and overexposing her body, she going. Even if she in a relationship, she going. She's advertising, right? She looking for a new buyer or somebody that she might intrigue a little bit. She wants that attention. And I told the men, if your woman doing any of those things, my condolences. My condolences, because she's going. She's advertising. And I was always told, don't advertise nothing you ain't willing to sell. Nothing. You feel me? Nothing. So with your woman on the internet overly exposing, bro, put it into it now. Put it into that behavior now. Put it into the relationship because it's
If
gonna
you
cost you eventually.
drove by, you know what I'm saying, this and that when it was on in the pop and just driving down the public street, just the street.
Hmm.
You ain't never driven airline one place like public. You just going somewhere and looked
Yeah.
out, seen this hoes out there with their coochie out and their booty out. It's a reason why they walk out there like that. They got a profession. So why do you think you free? Why do you think you noble? Because you got your ass out. Because you got your titties
Yeah.
out. But you want to be respected. Oh, but if
Done.
I say that, I'm misogynist. No.
Yep.
Put your titties and your ass up.
Put that shit up. It's time out for this shit. At our age, it shouldn't be nobody. It shouldn't be nobody in that range doing this. I think it's time out for it. It's no different from me playing my card in the street or be talking to the homies, bro. Tuck that tail in. It's time to go another direction, bro. It's time to represent something better and greater. You feel me? But you know, you know how it goes, bro.
Well, hey man, we wasn't trying to go that long. We wanted to cook up. We got something cooked up, man. I'm about to cut these
Hmm.
clips, man. Hey, again, y'all need to hit that like button. Cause when y'all hit the like button and leave a comment, cause
Yeah.
YouTube gonna recommend this conversation. And I know it's a blessing for y'all, like it's a blessing for us, because we speaking the truth and we want to invite y'all in the conversation because we don't know everything. So go ahead, throw 50K in the chat. Y'all know we got a 50,000 sub campaign going on right now. Hit the like button, subscriber button. If you're on Twitch, go on follow us on Twitch. We're gonna have more Twitch videos coming up too, man. Hey,
Hmm.
arm out. We out. Peace.
Oh, Chanka.